Zlurpcast!
Hello, friends, Romans, countrymen,
Greeks.
lend me your dice. At first, I thought this was something weird. Is this a weird dice or is this a normal one?
It's a weird one.
I have one.
But the numbers aren't on the creases. So we got a 16. Is that the highest?
Yeah,
16 is the highest number there is.
20,
Like
but
the
what
Mr.
about
Show
24,
scare.
boss? Wait, so this is a D16 that's not a spinneroonie, huh?
Yeah.
The only
Interesting.
problem, I like that one. I have one, but it rolls forever.
Yeah.
And the other ones don't? Because I go like this.
Oh, okay.
Spin them.
You throw
Well,
them
if you
into
do
a
that-
500-step dice tower,
You know what? For me, it's a little inception thing at the end. I gotta keep it spinning.
and then it
Yeah.
wobbles at the very end.
Yeah, then it's like, what happened? Are we all dead? Oh, here, I found a flaw. There's a little fucking nub right here on the end. I was like, there's those fucking nubs.
Is the wobble at the end of Inception because Ellen Page is now Elliot Page?
Well, you're not supposed to ask that.
I just dead named him.
I found her attractive in that one X-Men movie, and someone said she was underage. I said, yeah, but not when it came out.
Yeah, she's super cute.
She was Kitty Pryde, right?
Yes.
In X-Men, whatever the third
Two
one
now.
was. Also, yeah, great role.
No, you're thinking of, or were you thinking of, what is it? Was that Jawbreakers? What was the weird sexual one she was in? Where
I
she
don't know.
basically lured a sex pest and then tortured him to death.
I didn't see that. Was she in the movie with Dwight from The Office playing where he played a superhero?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That was her? Him? I don't know. I'm not here to talk about this today because I can't remember that. But I am here to talk about the event. It was an event. It was what we call an event horizon of sorts of zebbbcit. Zlurpcast, everything but Blood Bowl celebrity invitational tournament. Some people thought it stood for the Zlurpee every butt's big and bouncy celibate invite titty, but it wasn't.
It should have been.
It was not the celibate invite titty. People usually say titties. They say titty for one. So this was an event that we had at Brian Xtreme Mitchell's house where we played everything but Blood Bowl in the Blood Bowl realm.
The house at Lois Lane to keep our stalkers away.
That's right. 4622 Lois Lane. Fun fact, the most recent address of Zlurpcast Studios, LLC. So if you're trying to collect, tax guy, 4622. Can't collect taxes on zero revenue, or can you? We gathered, should we talk about, just go in chronological on this?
Sure.
Okay. Biran, Mike, why don't you begin with your journey?
I got up at the crack of 10 a.m.
Hmm.
Drove to Grognard Games in Ross, Illinois to drop off some scenery for their scenery workshop they were doing, mainly get out of my house.
How every fun weekend starts.
Yeah,
Stop
and
at
to justify
Grognard.
more soda stealing later.
Yeah, stop at Grognard, but don't actually buy it.
Right. Leave product there, not take any out.
Yeah.
And use the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, you said leave product, so I
Right.
assume that's what that meant.
I just made water, not dookie. But
Hey,
yeah.
water's product.
And then I picked up Mike, and we headed at first to a CD gas station to get lunch. I had a delicious gas station hamburger. Mike got the double burger, which I didn't realize was even an option. So I was a little disappointed there.
Yeah.
And that was just the first gas station disappointment that Mike pointed out to me that I noticed. The next
Where
one-
was where was that at?
about halfway.
Yeah.
We were in Indiana at the time, I think. It was a
Guys in-
pilot or a Flying J, one of those two.
You were past Danville.
Yeah, past Gary for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we were south of Fair Oaks Farms.
Oh, you're pretty. Stop it.
Did my internet cut out?
No, it was Extremes or mine.
It was.
Okay.
But yeah, we get there. It took us longer to get there than we thought because there wasn't a true like grind of traffic, but it was kind of stop and go a couple of times.
Well, yeah, 80 getting to 65 was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Would you say too many people in Chicagoland?
No,
It was
it's
worse
too
the
easy.
other way.
Oh,
As we were heading there, the other way was more backed up than so
Yeah.
people fleeing Indiana to Illinois.
okay.
Yeah, we got to Extreme's house probably 20 minutes before you did.
Oh, and then you went to that restaurant?
Yeah, we met at the restaurant, so we pretty much all got there close to pretty much the same time.
Okay, cool. So I was supposed to have an Uber to drop me off at the airport. I just never showed up. That's cool. I'm guessing shortage of drivers, but I've never done it in advance before. It's usually just the day of. Still showing pending on my credit card. It went charge, refund, charge, all pending. Now it just says charge pending. I don't know. I drove myself to the airport, all good there. Flew in from Des Moines to Minneapolis. And did I had some nuggets, some nuggies?
Some hate nuggies, right?
Yeah, no, McDonald's. Did some nuggies at Minneapolis airport, and then got on that plane to Indianapolis, IND, if you will. Brian picked me up. I realized I went to the arrival instead of the departure, but then it was a hack because no traffic. We'll take it. So saw him come by, picked me up. We I did a quick check-in at the hotel, took a pee-pee, and we went to, what was the name of that restaurant, Xtreme?
Big Woods.
That's a golf club, correct?
That restaurant is located on a country club. in a
Country club.
But the other
These-
locations are just standalone.
Oh, I didn't know there was other. So is that like would you say the majority of people there were golfing that day, or is nothing connected really?
It's probably half and half.
Okay.
It was very good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed, I had the what was the beer? The
Busted
Knuckle
Knuckle.
Buster, something.
Knuckle, yeah.
Busted
And that was good. I don't think I ordered the peanut butter one, but after reading on a menu, I had that sensory thing where I think I tasted peanut butter.
You saw the word peanut butter and your mind commanded
Yeah,
you to taste
because I thought I ordered that one, not realizing there was a different version that also had peanut butter.
it. Mhm.
I know I got the regular one, but in my head I was like,
Peanut butter.
Skippy, Jif.
No, you don't want Jif because there's a recall.
I heard about that. It's not Jiffy either. That's a Mandela effect right there.
Mhm.
There's no peanut butter called Jiffy. And I enjoyed mine. I had two of those, and I had a pork sandwich with the maple bourbon sauce on there. Extreme, you got that on your, what did you get, a chicken sandwich
Yes. Yep.
with the same sauce?
Yep.
Did you like that?
I did. It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
me too. It's always hard. It's like, well, when both sauce options look appealing, what do I pick?
I usually go for what the house is to.
House would have been the barbecue though.
Mhm.
I went with the alternative. And I'm not even a condiment guy, but if they're both derivative of barbecue or hot sauce, I'm in. So I enjoyed mine. It was very good. What'd you guys get?
I had the house salad with steak, and it was amazingly good.
Okay.
I was
For
still
your-
full from my gas station burger / bear claw that I had.
Yeah, and you had your carb fill for the day.
Yep.
So, Mike,
I had the mushroom sandwich. It was pretty good.
squig burger.
Yeah.
a
It
squig
was-
burger.
The one in Iowa City was better. but it was good.
Are you a connoisseur of mushroom sandwiches?
Apparently not, but those are the first two I've had in like years. But
Side note, I'm not a mushroom guy. And when I was at Xtreme's house years ago for a Blood Bowl thing, Ted, the golf rocker, was there. He was making everybody squig burgers on his grill. And he got very offended that I didn't want one. I said, I don't eat mushroom. I ate a portobello sandwich about 6 months ago, and it was lovely.
Was it a theme because like orcs or fungus type thing?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Yeah. I should have taken him up on it. I was a bit belligerent that day. Is that the right word? Belligerent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was right before a lot of people exploded. You know, some people didn't, you know, were mad about Waffle House being right over there. So, and some people were mad that they didn't get to eat their full cucumber outside.
So did you unfuck yourself when it came to mushrooms then?
No, I'm not going to order mushrooms on something, pizza or whatever.
Right.
However, I won't be like, ugh, if it's in a bite that I ate pizza and the mushroom went to my side. Now, with that said, would I try another one again? If it looks really good, it has to look like a nice, it has to look like meat.
Yeah.
Honestly. It has to look like a fucking hamburger. And then I take a bite and then I feel squishy and you go, oh, it's mushroom. I go, oh, I've already taken a bite. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
It can't look like a bunch of fucking sliced mushrooms though. I don't want that. So that was something that when Mike ordered that, I was thinking about that moment and how I offended an orc that day.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could offend an orc, but I did.
This was a bunch of sliced mushrooms.
Okay.
So it wasn't just like a big portobello cap. Mushroom.
Yeah, it wasn't that. No.
That day, Ted went from whoa to whoa. So we enjoyed our meals and drinks, and then we went back to Brian's house, Brian Xtreme Mitchell's house. We played a game that night.
Yeah, Super Fantasy Brawl.
Oh, all right, okay. So we played Super Fantasy Brawl. We wanted to play it because currently, who's played it here? Mike and Biran?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And Xtreme and I did not play it. So Xtreme and I got to play in the game. And you were our like kibitzer / coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And let's talk about that game a little bit, but not too much.
Right. We're gonna save it.
But just enough. It was described to me as Judgment
For dummies.
Judgment Light.
Yeah.
Judgment for dummies.
I would agree.
It would have the yellow book like the dummies book.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Not in such an offensive manner, but Judgment Light probably better with no E.
Would it now be Judgment Zero Sugar? Because they don't want to say light or diet.
Yeah, it would be Judgment Zero. Yeah, Judge Zero. I think it's pretty fun. You got your characters there. Put it on the card. Everything's right there. It is I'm sure there's a lot of list building in that game.
Yeah, synergies and whatnot.
Yeah, but there wasn't Judgment too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say any game that doesn't have factions is going to lend itself to gamers trying to game it?
I think even with factions, gamers try to game.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Agreed, but when there's no restrictions of
Right.
well, I got to have all orcs.
The killer combos can surface.
Yeah.
Not
First
us,
thing
because
I
we pretty
noticed
much
was
always
the-
picked our guys at random so far.
Oh yeah.
Should be.
And I got to play something I haven't played before. So
Yep.
This seems like a perfect game to do a draft. And now.
yeah. There's all kinds of rules in there for drafts.
Oh, there is. Okay, I didn't know.
Oh, just
that.
like Judgment then.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep, but they didn't use that too much. A little bit, I guess, in Judgment. But I like that. It's very easy. I'm not usually good at games where I'm learning it that day. Also, I'm not good at games, period. You can put a period there. But also, if I'm learning it on the spot, I still feel lost normally by the end of the night. This one, I didn't feel that. By about 2 turns, I was like, oh, I get it. Pretty basic. Would you guys say that sort of, if you're looking for a game that's kind of that,
I think if
style?
you really know the game, you know what characters to pick. But if someone just hands you the characters and the cards, you're going to catch on quickly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Xtreme, what are your thoughts on this one?
I feel like it's one of those games that you can learn pretty quickly, but there's a deeper level you can get into and learn more about the characters and stuff. But
I see it having a high skill ceiling.
yeah.
This seems like a Tony game.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a Tony would only be need to be 50% to dominate you, probably though.
Right,
It's not
totally.
as complex as Judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his second game, he beat me 5-0. So,
And that's only because it goes to 5.
yes.
You know what I mean? Like it would have been 20-0.
Well, he might have gotten 6, but it was still.
In the record books, you're only counting as 5-0. I like that.
Yeah, oh yeah. An L's an L.
Yep. Xtreme. How did the results of this one go? Just to refresh my memory.
I remember the score, but I lost.
I think it was 5-3.
I was gonna say I thought it was 3-5. Yeah.
5-3. Claimed my my first victory of the weekend, and that was the only game we played. Correct?
Yeah.
We just kind of hung out, talk shit, whatever the usuals.
Yep. And just like Mike, you got to drive the Volvo.
Yeah, it drives pretty nice. I like it.
Smooth.
Okay.
I will say this: I almost came back in because I didn't realize you gave me 2 keychains,
Yeah. Did I?
and I kept hitting it, and it wasn't. And I'm like, guys,
Oh yeah, because
Guys.
my wife's car key fob is on the same.
and it was pitch black, and
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck did he park? Because it's not activating. And then I was on my way back to the door, and I saw, oh fuck, there's 2. I'm like, how about the one that says Volvo on it? Just a thought.
And then my wife's like, "Why is my Jeep beeping at me in the middle of the night?"
I did think, like, how far does that go? I put it up to my chin to get that extra couple feet and everything.
Yep.
No, it was a nice ride. Thanks for that. And went back to the hotel, came back the next morning, ready to get our Blood Bowl on. So we kicked it off with Blitz Bowl.
Well, first we went as senior member of the group. Mike got Alex's bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. And I had the blow up mattress, which I learned that second night was much better with a little more air in it, just a little more air. But I did realize I need myself a ceiling fan at home.
Were
It
you
was so
hot?
nice.
You had a ceiling fan.
Yeah, because I'm a hot sleeper.
Yeah.
And you don't even, it seems subtle at first, but as the night goes on, I'm like, wow, I have to use my sleeping bag a little bit here.
Yeah. I don't know the last time I've had a bedroom without a ceiling fan. It's kind of mandatory for me. I like it even on a lower setting, just something going.
You need the noise, the whoosh.
I like a little bit of noise too.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. So so you had that, and yes, air mattresses do work better with air in them.
Yeah. It felt like enough, but I'm a side sleeper. So it focuses a lot of weight on my elbow. So it was hitting the ground.
Did you have to fill it the next morning then?
The next night I ran the pump a little bit more, and
That's the
I was also super tired, so I conked out and slept dead through the night.
okay. My air mattress, it's like the next morning, like, what the fuck how much do I weigh? First off, Jesus. Like it feels like it got beat up.
Yeah.
It's like I was trying to deflate it. And I thought they're supposed to hold air for a few days, but I don't think so.
Mhm.
Like full, I mean. So we moseyed down, had a few Pop-Tarts. You had some other pastries there.
Mhm.
And we wanted to get things rolling for the first game on the agenda, which was Blitz Bowl.
Yep.
Try to do a little live stream on Facebook. Thanks for people trying to jump into that one. I'm going to blame Xtreme mostly on this for a broke ass tripod, but I didn't have one, so it's also on me. And I didn't have a long
The
enough
problem
cord.
was you'd had it focused, but the gravity of my giant head kept pulling it towards
Yeah.
my head.
When the focus moved to your head, it actually went forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't bring a long enough cord. There's that. I don't have unlimited data, so I was thinking about, I should have asked them for Wi-Fi. A lot of things went wrong with that. And I looked over at it one day or one moment, and I was like, it wasn't even straight anymore. I'm just like, fuck this. But we played Blitz Bowl. Who gave the refresher? Was that you, Mike?
Yeah.
Because we didn't remember how to play. Did you remember how to play, Mike, or no?
Well, we had Biran and I had played a refresher game a couple weeks before,
Okay.
so that helped.
So you were pretty good with that. You were helping Xtreme and I, because we didn't,
Well, we still
So
had
we
some
have-
unanswered questions even at the end, though, right?
Oh yeah, because I tried
Okay.
to cheat at the end.
So
No,
we
no,
have-
not that thing. We'll get to that, but just like JP kept on saying, what about this and this? And we're like, fuck if I know.
I don't remember what I was
I
asking.
don't know. We had like 3 or 4 balls on the thing. I don't think we did that.
Oh, so we had the Scares, my team, Nobility, using the Santa Cruz Blitz Bowl League rules, taking on Xtreme's team, the Black Rainbows, Chaos Renegade. I almost said Pact. Chaos Renegade, as I say. Xtreme, what was your team? What'd you have? One of everything?
Basically, one of everything without the big guys. So Orc, Dark Elf, Skaven, Human Thrower.
I had Nobility, got you 2 bodyguards, 3 linemen, and a thrower. Right, 6.
Yep.
And I like Nobility because you get the fun skills even in Blitz Bowl. They have their version of the Blood Bowl skills, their version of stand firm, that kind of thing. I do wish the Nobility thrower was the same as a human thrower, because what is it called? Is it called sure hands or no?
Sure hands, but they have safe pair of hands, or no? That's what my thrower has. My thrower.
Mine was called safe throw, I think, or no, running pass. I had. It was,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You could pass and then run afterwards. Who gives a fuck?
My human thrower is also not a human thrower, though. I had safe pair of hands instead of sure hands.
Oh, what does safe pair of hands do?
If you get knocked down at the ball, you choose where it goes.
Oh, so you didn't capitalize on the I could mark and pick up the ball.
No, that my thrower had.
Or did you cheat, Xtreme, and use that skill?
No, I use that. I meant, I guess outside of Blitz Bowl, I don't have sure hands. I have safe pair of hands.
You're the one where you can pick up a ball that's in attack. That's in a mark zone.
Xtreme, we're talking about Blitz Bowl right now.
I know. I got a little ahead of it because you were talking about your thrower not being a human thrower. So you started it, really.
But I'm talking about not being a human thrower in Blitz Bowl.
Okay.
Okay. The reason why, Xtreme, I'm gonna need this is your event. I need all hands on deck here, buddy.
This was a team event. This wasn't just me.
You created Zlurpees. I would have never parodied a 7-Eleven product without you.
And also because you couldn't go to Adepticon, that's why zebbbcit came to be.
That's true. So it is your event. I just want to say that in Blitz Bowl, that's the game we're talking about now. Just want to reiterate that Blitz Bowl, human throwers are fucking OP. FOP. They are average in Blood Bowl, as they should be. Sure hands and pass, right? And normal stats. Blitz Bowl, being able to pick up the ball on a mark is fucking huge.
Wood elf throwers do. Wood elf throwers have the same thing.
Okay, go ahead, Ashram.
I would say they're a lot better than average in Blood Bowl 2020. They have a great passing stat.
Okay. And I mean, they're better than the average player, but better than the average thrower too?
I think they're one of the best throwers.
Because, I mean, elf throwers obviously get better agility, but,
But they don't have sure hands.
Better pass, not better agility, better pass. They both have the same, because I don't even think about this with the pass stat. Again, we're not talking about the wrong game. Once again, thanks, Xtreme.
Mm-hmm.
Does a wood elf thrower have a better passing stat than a human thrower?
They're the same.
Okay.
They're both twos? Nice.
Then you're right, Xtreme. They are better than average. But in Blitz Bowl, the game we're talking about, if you wanted to talk about Blood Bowl, you would have called in last week when our topic was Dungeon Bowl.
We were taping the Blood Bowl episode.
When you want to talk about Dungeon Bowl, you should have called the last week before that. We're talking about sevens. But this week, we're talking about Blitz Bowl. So call in and talk about Beach Bowl. Damn, it's not that hard, everybody. Let's try it again. That was a parody of a skit.
From Mr. Show.
From Mr. Show. Blitz Bowl, human throwers can pick up the ball while marking. Normally, you have to be open, which means you got to clear out that area. It's a big deal.
Yeah, the ball would scatter if you stepped into it without that skill.
Yeah, I wish I had that. Unfortunately, I felt my thrower is pretty much useless. The fact that I can run after a pass isn't really anything. Very rare.
If you have the one where it's like advanced towards the end, the player's end zone.
Well, that's if you take a run action. I don't. Huh? Oh, it does say take a bonus run action, I believe. So that would count. You're right. If you have get it moving, I believe.
Yes.
Get moving.
So you could, in theory, do complete a pass and get it moving on the same turn.
Yeah, claiming only one card, of course.
No,
You only claim 1 card per turn.
no, you could claim all 3 in a turn.
No, you
1
can't.
card per
Only
action.
You can only claim 1 per action.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I said the word turn. I didn't mean
Yep.
turn. I meant action.
So you do that pass one first,
Right.
and then move 2 other guys, so you get 2 of the 3.
That's correct.
But that's edge case. stuff.
advanced tactics from Biran right there.
That's right. That's right. Mike is the only one I've ever seen actually get all 3 cards in one go. That was when first time we played it, I think, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was lucky.
Yeah.
We didn't get all 3 of this game. I will tell you, I played this with Heather way back when in the first edition, and I don't think we had any, what do they call it? Slaughter rule, the win by 10.
Yeah.
I don't think we had any of those. I think they were all, we had one game. It was like 31-30. It was crazy.
We almost got to slaughter rule in our game, but finishers, of course.
So yeah, so Xtreme and I, we went back and forth. I'd get 1, he'd get 2, then I get 2 more. It was like, 4 to 5, 6 to 7. Then he got to 9 to 10. Then it went downhill. He's got this fucking half-painted orc. It's not even, it's an embarrassment to a guy who runs X painting, a commission painting service, to have a half-painted 3rd edition, I'll say it Xtreme, shitty modeled orc.
Is it derpy, would you say?
No, you know what it is? It's all my guys got one of those.
All my guys got stubborn?
Yeah.
It's a guard nice.
Yeah, guard nice, half painted. It looks like a fucking Green Bay Packer to add insult to injury. And he had a card for dodge. Many of the skills in Blitzball are represented by cards. He had a skill that let him just run right alongside our tower of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, Jeffro asked in Discord if I got to eat them. And the problem is they were only 50% Reese.
Mm-hmm.
They were 50% fentanyl as well.
Because we're in Indiana where that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a good ratio, 50-50, but, it's like, I didn't want to take any chances. So I didn't eat any of those. But I did notice that right around the side of that stack, that orc, he scurried down there into the end zone. At that point, Xtreme claimed a card and a bonus card, I believe. Got the touchdown and claimed a card. It got away from me because he was already getting another one that turn, probably from a casualty. So he got up by, I think, 7 points on me in that turn, and I was never able to bounce back. He almost got the slaughter, but then I brought that down a bit more. But then there was no way possible because we got to the end of the deck. I thought when you get to the end of the deck, like all cards have to go to the discard. Then the next turn, the last turn. And Mike informed me, no, when you flip your last card, then we each get one turn after that. So I inadvertently, not that it made it big, it would have helped me, but I just in my head was thinking, I got a few turns, I can make it up. And then I realized I do not have a few turns. I had 1 turn.
Our end of deck cards weren't very helpful for you either to make a comeback. They were all pretty difficult.
Well, let me ask the team here. Is that just a bad draw, or did they make them weaker in 2nd edition?
No, it's a bad draw.
Okay. Because in the 1st edition,
because the story is the complete opposite for Mike and my game.
Okay. Did you guys get the one where you switched fields or switched sides?
I've had that in the past. Mike, we had that in our demo when we were reloading the game that came up.
Okay.
No, so I got the one that says every time you claim points, you get an additional point.
Okay. It may or may not. It would help me a little bit, I think. I might have got 2.
But I got it as like literally the first of the end game cards, so I had it for a long time.
The card I was trying to claim was do a Hail Mary pass and claim it. And I missed my first one. Got it eventually, but getting 3 points when you're down by like 8 isn't going to help much. So ours weren't that great, but really it was after that orc scored that it kind of got away from me. For you guys, how'd that game go?
Well, we were back and forth until we reached about the 10 point level. And that's when Mike just started getting ahead of me. I think you were up by like 8 at some point, or close.
8 or 9, yeah.
8 or 9. So it was almost slaughter.
This close to the slaughter.
Yeah. But then I got one that was a touchdown. So that was 3 points. And I pulled the card that gave me the additional play it right away. And every time you score, as long as you're behind, you get 1 additional point. And that's when I caught up.
That's the big one, because that's the one it helps you until you catch up, right?
Right. And it wasn't until the very end that I caught up. And that's when on the final play, I scored a touchdown for what I thought would be a tie, but Mike played a scumbag card, bring a reserve in.
Oh,
And I'm like, no, I came so close. And then I looked at the rules.
you did.
And found that when you bring a guy in from the reserves, he has to go in. He can't be coming in and mark someone. He has to go into an empty square where he's not marked.
Unless
No. If you bring in from reserves, you can't bring in a reserve and mark a player.
Unless that's the only square that you can go in.
emergency reserve,
Unless it's the only one you can go in.
and it's emergency, I believe. Right?
No, it's just
You
reserve.
can't do a reserve action if there's no spots to put.
No, there were spots to put him, but he put him right next to my guy, so my touchdown wouldn't count.
Oh, okay, got it.
No, because you have to be uncovered. That's the dumb rule that we don't get, really.
It is really dumb. That's an auto house rule for me. Score a touchdown, you have to be open. You can't be. So if I catch a pass,
Right.
and you're next to me, and I took the -1 to catch it too, I don't get the points till next turn, or I have to sidestep out and waste an act. Didn't it used to be you have to spend an action on the catcher too to say touchdown, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was in the first edition, but they FAQ'd it pretty quickly.
That's
Yeah.
stupid too. What the fuck? You got to do a touchdown. You got to do an action to declare a touchdown. Crazy.
It's like rugby where you got to do the thing with the
Yeah,
ball.
I don't understand that.
But yeah,
So-
it ended up being all of that work. And we actually, both of us scored a good number of touchdowns in that game,
Wait,
which
so
doesn't
you
happen.
play a scumbag card for a free reserve, but he couldn't block you then, right?
Right.
Right.
That was the thing. We thought he could come in anywhere, so he would block me from getting the touchdown.
Oh, that's
can't.
right. So it ended up a tie.
Yes.
Because of that. And you didn't want. We offered. I think Xtreme and I both were trying to push you guys for a tiebreaker. You weren't interested.
No, I got to keep my 500 record.
And also there weren't any cards, so
Yeah.
Would you have liked to see a tiebreaker?
But what would we do? If there was a tournament thing, yes.
You
But for a
said
one-off, no.
you said head size and then dick head size. What you said,
Right. And I'd win head size. I would wager even against Big Head. I'd win. Because he's got a small body.
I think you mean against Mike. I think Mike's got a nice what they call bell end in England.
Not, yeah. Well, or as I like to call it, jug dick.
Yeah, what a great
If
word. by the way.
your dick looks like a jug.
It looks like the thing the guy wore in Fat Albert. You know that.
Yeah. Stocking cap thing. Yeah.
Quite a bell end, if you will. So you guys had a tie,
Mhm.
and Xtreme got the victory over me for round one. After that, we jumped right to round two, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Xtreme, anything you wanted to add on Blitzball? Now that we were talking about Blitzball.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I played in a while. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely not Blood Bowl, but it's fun.
Of all the not Blood Bowl we played, that is the most not Blood Bowl of all the not Blood Bowls.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's almost more of a puzzle game than a sports game, I would say.
I think if you have no desire to play any other Blood Bowl based game, you have to play Blitzball and a lot and have fun.
Yeah.
But
if you like the aesthetic of Blood Bowl but don't like the rules, play Blitz Bowl.
yeah, I don't see how any ongoing Blood Bowl player would add Blitz Bowl to his repertoire and play often because it is so different,
Mhm.
but it looks the same.
Yep.
It's the same dice, it's the same models, it's the same kind of board.
Like if you were playing Blitz Bowl and some guy came by and went, Blood Bowl, nice. And you like, I'm not even gonna bother to correct you.
Yeah.
But you're very wrong. We'll just say this: Techno Bowl is closer to Blood Bowl than Blitz Bowl is.
Probably. Blitz Bowl is a great game. It's just, it's so unfuck. You have to.
Yeah.
Nothing's the same. Defender stumbles. No, that's you go down in the same square with an extra armor point. Why don't you make new fucking dice then, guys?
I kind of like the simplification.
I don't, because I knew we had to play Blood Bowl afterwards. If you said we're playing Blitz Bowl and then we're going to play Blitz Bowl again and then we'll play Blitz Bowl again, that's great. But I knew we were playing Blood Bowl, so I don't want to fully unfuck. I only was able to half unfuck.
Is this like how in professional baseball, they don't like when baseball players video game baseball because it fucks up their timing?
Well, it probably, they risk injury as well.
Yeah.
I believe there was a there was a pitcher on forgot what team about 5 years ago that was playing a little too much video games, couldn't start.
Finger problems.
Yeah, wasn't ready to start. Yeah. So I think that Blitzball is a very fun game, but I just so many times like, wait, what is that again? But
I really do like Blitzball quite a bit, and I do like the Maelstrom Gaming Mat, even though it's a first edition field pitch. I like that quite a bit.
what's the difference? And why does it matter?
Where the barriers are.
Who cares?
You know, you get two options for where the impassable is.
Yeah,
There
who
are
cares,
different
though?
spots in first edition and second edition.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Same. I don't understand why you don't just change it every game. Same
Yeah.
for you and your opponent, right?
Yep.
It's even. It's
Yeah,
always
you
in
make
the
them
middle.
symmetrical and you're fine.
Right. Even if I put one sort of on your side to your left, and then one on my side to my left, then they're still.
It's the same.
I don't. To me, it seems like you should. I almost would have a Blitzball field with no barriers on it.
Yeah, you just put
And
them wherever you want.
You just put a thing on top wherever you want. You know, maybe randomize it each game. There's no reason not to.
I am looking forward to the new one. Hopefully coming out soon. Was it
We should
Blitzball
do,
Ultimate?
You know what? I'm going to pick that up. Let me know when it comes out because I don't pay attention to things.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up and we'll do another episode on it.
Yeah.
Boom. That's another one, Xtreme. Add it to the fucking list. You're like, the list is dying. I had this list. That's what you were saying.
Mike, in our relearn the game, didn't we also tie?
Yes.
The list is alive and well, Xtreme. I know it seemed like we weren't using the list. We're gonna build that thing back up.
Build back better, baby.
We're gonna make the list great again.
Mm-hmm. Milga.
Milga. That's a German porn star, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Star of Caviar Babies.
Of course. Toilet Face was my favorite film. We went from Blitzball to Blood Bowl Savants. This is a game that plays like Blood Bowl, very similar. The most Blood Bowl of all the variants?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. So we had my team, the Scares, taking on Mike's team, Unchanneled Fury. We didn't say what you had, Mike, but you have Chaos Chosen. And Biran in Blitzball, you had Wood Elves. We didn't say.
The Bussy
We
Woods
glossed over the
Dandies.
fucking teams. What a great review episode, everybody.
Bussy Woods Dandies.
The Bussy Woods Dandies. And now we go to sevens. We expand our roster
By
by
one. Most people, you did more, but
yeah, because I just had the money. I didn't, but I took away a thrower and I added in another bodyguard and two more linemen. And what'd you guys do? What'd you guys add to yours?
A Minotaur.
I added another lineman.
Oh, Minotaur. Xtreme, what'd you get?
An ogre and a troll.
That is
That's
probably
what-
the biggest upgrade that we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's a pretty big upgrade. Did somebody check his math?
Yeah,
No.
I had some players too.
I mean,
But we also got upgrades for 2 players.
So let's Biran, what was the skill table? Why don't you run through that?
So we had a skill table that we all voted. We each got 2 votes to make 8 total skills to upgrade. So after Blitz Bowl, you get 2 upgrades. So you roll your upgrade on the D8, and I think it was, does anyone have the list handy? But it was, block, leap, dodge, wrestle, mighty blow, sneaky get,
Tackle.
tackle.
That's the 8. You got it.
And so you
That
roll
was
your
leap
upgrade.
instead of block.
Yeah.
He said leap.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also said block, Mike.
He
So
did
that
say
means
block.
9. That means he was wrong.
I
And
was
that means
wrong.
you should stop recording and start over.
All right.
We can't have any errors in this show, you guys.
So you roll
We
a
never
D8
have errors.
and figure out what your upgrade is, and then you get to pick. Now you get to upgrade a lineman and a positional. So you roll the skill first. You're like, wrestle. I gave that to my thrower because why not? And then I rolled again, and I think I forgot what I got.
You got leap, which you
Leap.
then which you gave to your word answer to let you re-roll.
Yeah.
So let's just stop right there. This method, little gamey.
Yes. Yeah. And it was we all kind of agreed, like, if you get the same one, so you pick the player and then you can re-roll.
In hindsight, I think we should have picked the player, then rolled the skill.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. So zebbbcit 2 will do that.
Because it was
and I'm getting rid of wrestle.
yeah.
It didn't work once for me. No, actually it did. I take that back. So wrestle was
Wrestle's a good skill. Don't underestimate. Because when you use wrestle on their turn, or when they use wrestle on you, you get to come back up. I like that. It's like it didn't even happen.
And I was nervous because I was taking on Xtreme in the one game that is most Blood Bowl like. So it would be. I've never beaten Xtreme in Blood Bowl in all the games we played, which was 1 total ever.
Yeah.
So.
Try having 9 games against them, and only getting two victories there. Xtreme, what did you take for yours?
I think the list that you read off was incorrect because I'm pretty sure I got guard on my dark elf.
Yeah, no block. It was guard.
It was guard
Okay,
instead of ball.
so you had
And you had the guard
blow,
too.
Mighty Blow, guard, leap, wrestle, dodge, sneaky gets,
Tackle.
tackle.
Did you get Mighty
That's
Blow?
7.
Yeah, it
No,
doesn't.
I got Mighty Blow.
Stand firm.
Stand firm. Wow, yeah. Biran, you were way off. I gave you I believe props. I believe it was a prop, and you're way off.
I had guard on my dark elf and wrestle on alignment.
Okay. Mike, what about you? Upgrades.
I had dodge on a Minotaur and dodge on a Beastman.
Nice.
Okay. I got guard on Spike Dingleberry, the lineman, and I got leap on DeFreezer.
Nice.
Hoping.
We were hoping it would
Yeah.
Hoping for a
it was
moment.
coming into play.
I almost had it in. It could have got there in Dungeon Bowl, which we'll get to. So I'm taking on Mike. Biran taking on Xtreme. Biran, why don't you go over your game first?
So I won the coin toss and elected to receive. So we got a touchback. We realized touchbacks are very, very common in this.
Yeah. No safe spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the touchback. So immediately, not knowing really how to play that well, because I'd played one game of sevens before, I'm like, I'm just going to try and score as fast as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So I just ran my catcher just all the way down the right sideline towards the end zone and just tried to chuck it down there right away. And it took, first we rolled where we actually lost a turn. We each lost a turn, right, Brian?
Yep.
So instead of 6 rounds, it was only 5. So even better.
Oh, you guys use kickoff tables?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just checking.
So even
That's for
better. So first turn was a setup. The second turn, I tried to throw for the touchdown, and I got tackled before it could happen. But eventually the ball scattered around. I was able to score. And I think, Brian, you only had 2 rounds to try to score.
I think it was only 1.
And
Either
also,
way.
I have to say, I've never seen someone fail to injure Wood Elves as badly as Brian did in this game.
It was pretty bad. I got a lot of stuns, but that wasn't super useful because I was really looking at getting the player advantage for the second half, and that didn't happen.
No, all my guys were good for the second half.
All
So
my guys.
We ended the first half. I was up 1-0.
Okay.
And the second half, I kicked off to you, and I think it was a touchback, of course, right?
I believe so, yeah. But with the 6 turns, it was so I was able to score. I probably could have scored on like turn 4, but then I was looking at 2 turns to get into his half, get the ball, and then score. It just wasn't very likely. So I ended up stalling for a tie, which I always hate doing. But yeah, the 6 turns per half really makes it hard.
Did you feel especially bad that you felt you had to stall for a tie against me, of all people?
No, I just don't. I don't know. I don't like doing it, but in this case, it was the right thing to do.
Since when do you not like doing
When do I not like what?
stalling?
Stalling for a tie. I don't like to, because I always like going for the win.
But even so, even with the stalling, it was still risky.
Yeah.
because I believe I had a block against your ball carrier, and that's when I rolled double skulls. My only double skulls was that. And no rerolls changes that game a lot.
Yeah. No rerolls and shortened turns.
I think that I know how Brian feels about leader, the skill, but I do believe that if it should be banned in anything, it should be banned at sevens. Because rerolls are such a premium in sevens.
We didn't have leader though.
Right, but if you were doing a sevens league or a sevens thing where you gave a sevens, like the sevens tournament Brian's going to run at Big House.
Mm-hmm.
And if you allow upgrades, I would not allow leader.
It's on the kickoff table.
Is it? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If you use it.
Yeah. But I just think having that leader reroll can change the game too much. Are there some teams that just can't even take it because it's a passing skill?
I actually thought for my sevens tournament, I thought about doing a random skill where you just have to roll on maybe just general skills or something.
Mm-hmm.
What if everybody had leader and that was their only skill?
Why not just give everyone one reroll and be done with it?
Because people cry if they don't get skills. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that only because it fits in because they put it forth as these are amateurs that are trying to get on a Blood Bowl team, so they're not going to have some skills. Just give them generals. I agree. Because it's fun to get skills on guys, but I think some skills are just not meant to be in the flavor.
You could you could adjust leader and say it's only on that player too. It's an easy fix.
Only reroll for the leader player.
Yeah. You're a leader and you only care about yourself.
Or you're a leader, but everyone's got loner.
Yeah. Or yeah.
So you could still use it, but it's loner 4+, something like that.
Yeah. So final score?
1-1.
A tie.
I really like sevens. I've enjoyed every game of sevens I've played, all 2 of them.
Yeah.
I want to play more. I think there's a lot there to like, but
I think the strategy is different enough where you probably can't just rely on what you would normally do in 11.
Yeah.
It's a different game.
It's harder to get that attrition game going because it's harder to get that. Although we did make a beautiful shit sandwich in my half the field for the entire second half.
Yeah, little mosh pit going.
Yeah.
My take on sevens is it feels like Blood Bowl practice where it's like a drill.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a shot to score. You're going to get a shot to score. And then we call it a day.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels.
It's sort of in Legion, if I only have to play at night, like after work, I only want to play skirmish. But if I have a weekend to play, I'll play the full version. Like I think sevens would be great for a weeknight game.
Yeah.
Because it didn't. I think sevens took about the same time or less than Blitz Bowl. Felt that
Blitz Bowl was longer for us because we just had a lot of things to do in the game. So Mike and I played. Mike, do you want to tell me your memories from the game, if you have any?
I was trying to remember. I realized I did not know the nobility team as well as I thought I did. They're a neat team. They've got some Fend
on half the team, stand firm and wrestle on the other half.
Yeah. So I fucked up a couple of times. I'm like, I got to push that guy out of the way and I can do this. And then it's like either fend or stand firm. Killed that. So that's on me. A lot
of where JP, did you go? No.
I'm trying to just
stand firm, fend.
Here's the problem. Even if I wanted to be a smart Alec, like you're indicating, when I'm using fend or stand firm, they were the result of not a push, but a pushback and knocked over. So how snarky can I be when I'm stand firm on the ground and fend? I'm on the ground. Like,
is that like whenever Brian would try to crowd surf me, but he would knock me down before it could even happen?
Yeah, just like fend. Yeah, you're on the ground, idiot. Oh, okay. I will tell you that if there wasn't a touchback, he would have had to work hard to get the ball into the Chaos Warriors' hands. The fact that you started with it, Mike, in the second half, extremely, no pun intended, hard to get to that guy. You got a strength 4 guy in blitz ball marching down the field, and I had a hard time getting him, and he just had his way with me.
Yeah, that
What
is.
do I
I
say?
wonder if that, Brian. What do you think about how easy touchbacks are? Do you think that's part of the problem? Maybe.
Yeah, I want to do some more research. I'm not sure we're playing it correct either.
It's
I
not
think
very
it's-
clear in the instruction in the.
No, not at all. But I felt like it was supposed to be like the no man's land plus the opponent's half.
Right.
Is this Death Zone?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because that would make me think like I'm going to build a bulk here. I don't care about his agility as much. I just want him to, as long as he doesn't have to pick the ball and it's in his hands automatically. I'd rather have it on my big strength guy that you're not going to be able to knock it loose. But also, I realized that as a Wood Elf player, I really want to get strip ball on some of my guys, like War Dancers and stuff.
The old kickoff. We didn't do prayers to Nuffle.
You only get that with the cheerleading.
Well, we didn't play kickoff table, Mike.
We did the second half.
I know. Kickoff events.
And do you think, Brian, do you think, or all of you, I guess, do you think sub teams have an inherent advantage in sevens, whereas they might not be as good in regular Blood Bowl?
The shorter pitch means higher movement teams get more options.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think.
I don't even see where that talks about bouncing the ball or scattering the ball.
We looked for it during the event and we couldn't find it anywhere either.
So the assumption is if there's no skill, then it's normal. But what's normal? Place on their half of the field or place in their area, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I was going by the Bonehead podcast where he seemed to indicate that.
Why don't you put the ball in the middle of the field and just fucking roll off? Right? It just seems like fucking run for it.
Like XFL style?
Yeah.
Or like dodgeball.
Yeah. Why not? Or put two of them. I like sevens. I think it's very hard with most teams to do anything more than either try to score or try to stop you from scoring. And I know that's every game. That's when you break it down, that's the game. But I don't see, other than fast teams, leaving you enough time to do anything. After problems happen, okay, no one's going to score them. I don't see a lot of, all right, if I can knock the ball loose, the next turn I get the ball, the next turn after that, hand off to this guy. I don't see a lot of the turns left to do that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just an observation. If that's how
it almost feels like it's a sudden death game, like how they do in college football now.
Yeah, it does.
It's like you're on the 20, you got to score. Now they're on the 20, you got to score.
I'll tell you, I don't like the list building or the team building process.
Too restrictive?
No, too open, actually. I don't like that there's no limitation on positionals. But it was fine the way it was. You can still say no more than 4 non-lineman types, but also say no more than half of any one position. Right. No reason for you, Biran, to get 2 War Dancers out there.
And I didn't. So
I know, but if you found a way to do it, there's no.
You have to get rid of your thrower and your catcher.
Not an Arctic thing. You could have did 5 halflings and 2 War Dancers.
That's true. Yeah, that probably would have been pretty good. That'd probably be a pretty good sevens team.
If you wanted to be a prick about it, you could do that. I should note, for this event, people watching, we allowed you to create either a roster from the book or a Dungeon Bowl roster. So normally you do a Dungeon Bowl roster for Dungeon Bowl, mixed races, and many straight up teams don't port over to that. We allowed it. Or in the reverse, take a Dungeon Bowl team and bring that over to Blitz Bowl and sevens. Or sevens.
Just sevens, not Blitz Bowl.
Blitz Bowl, I think we kept it. Because we were already using a house rule team list because only half the teams are in Blitz Bowl anyway. Which I think the new version of Blitz Bowl is going to have more teams.
Yeah, at least it'll have all the published teams.
Okay, that's good.
They want to sell the models. So.
Yeah. So Mike ended up winning. I had a hard time stopping that.
Was it 1-0 or 2-0?
It was 1-0, and I couldn't score. So like he scored on his chance, I couldn't score on my chance. But it was a fun game. I just couldn't do anything. It's hard sometimes when shorten the roster up and you try to, 2-die uphill kind of thing.
And despite Brian's bad luck on blocking dice, I think elves survive a little better in 7s.
Elves are fantastic in 7s.
No, I mean, my problem is I'm like, well, I want to mark him so he can't go away and go after my runner and blah blah blah.
Oh.
You get less just ganging up on elves, so they survive longer.
You can do a nice little elf bowl, not E.L.F.
Pizza box bowl
trademark game, but and not elf ball either. That's 2 different games there. One is Xtreme's game, one is Impact's game.
Mhm.
But you could do a nice elf only 7th tournament and have some fun games, I bet. Like an Elf Evans, if you will.
Like a big house challenge, but for elves.
Yeah.
I would call it a bathhouse challenge then.
Why?
I don't know. They're dandy.
What does that
The
mean?
elves are very clean.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I only know the dirty ones. After that game, we decided to head out for our trip. Xtreme, why don't you run down where we did our little field trip to?
We visited some toy and comic stores. So we started at Southside Toys and walked around there. Then we moved on to the Toy Drop.
Okay.
And
That was a much bigger store.
we were there for quite a while. And then we went
Southside
to
Toys was a little underwhelming.
yeah.
They had a handful of Marvel Legends, a couple GI Joes.
I'm
Big,
guessing
an impressive cabinet of mask figures though,
yes.
and cards.
Some of those mask figures were uncirculated. He has like new in box. I
Yeah,
guess they,
for hundreds of dollars.
did they have Cher and Rocky Dennis from Mask, right?
Did they have the Ralph Macchio figure from?
He wasn't in that.
Yeah, he was.
No, his
He was the
friend.
one he got the baseball cards from. Remember?
His friend.
Yeah,
That's not Ralph Macchio.
wasn't it? I'm looking it up.
You're getting your Italians that look too dark confused.
I usually describe Southside Toys as a flea market booth that has its own retail space for some reason.
I'm guessing they sell online. Then you just need a storefront.
And they do some selling online, but it still seems like not enough to have a storefront. I guess.
Think they do other stuff in the back,
I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure what's going on there.
like that candy shop next to the game store, Mike. And,
Oh yeah. Next to
Kenosha?
Rockheads.
Rockheads. Yeah.
After that, we went to the Toy Drop and walked around there for a little bit.
That's the
Yeah.
one with 2 rooms, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
The second room used to be all Legos, but they have a separate location for Legos now.
Oh wow. There's a kid and his mom, and this kid's like, the mom's like, you could pick out 3 things. It's like, we're not talking dollar amounts,
I would have
Just-
gone right for the 2 Hot Toys he had.
right? 3 things. And then that kid walked right into a glass cabinet. It was like, oh,
Sent a
Oh,
bunch
we
of
have-
used wrestling figures toppling.
yeah. Luckily, he only knocked over a Greg the Hammer Valentine LJM, but could have been bad.
It sounded bad.
It sounded bad, yeah. They had some Alf puppets back in the day. Mike's wife Katie and I were in an Alf puppet show in Smart Kids Summer School at Hall School. So it was nice to see that. A little sticky on the inside of this one. So I don't know, some kid had like a jelly hand or something going in there. I don't know what was up with that. I saw Xtreme pointed out the Showbiz Pizza dolls there. They had Billy Bob, they had Fats Geronimo, the whole gang. Tons of wrestling figures.
Did you see there is a documentary about people that collect those? Like that they have the whole band set up of
No.
animatronic things. Yeah,
That
I've
sounds
seen
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
I remember as
disturbing.
a kid at Showbiz once, I peeked behind the curtain and it blew my fucking mind. I couldn't even sleep.
Was it just
I
people
saw-
shooting up heroin in the back?
I know, just the mechanics behind it all. It
Oh,
was
it's all like cyber or
Yeah.
or what you would call steampunk that
it
gets
was
that
just,
shit working.
yeah, it was just blew my fucking mind. Just how it was all set up. And of course, I lost my innocence that day as well. So, thanks
Mike,
for
fair
not
enough.
guarding the curtain there,
Mhm.
part-time high school kid. There were also, like I said, a ton of wrestling figures. There was a talking Pee-wee I saw there. There was even some toys from Mike's time there, you guys.
Mhm.
I saw
Which
that
is just
one,
sticks and sticks and a rock, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
I think they had a box of Tinker Toys, I believe.
Some vaguely
Making logs.
racist cowboy and Indian stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was a box that just said blocks. Like, what the fuck is this? Blocks. I saw some Playmobil people, which is nice. Mobile. Playmobil or mobile? How do you say that?
Playmobil.
Yeah,
Playmobil.
Mobile.
A lot of old, a lot of new, and had some GI Joe, the classics there. Extreme,
Yeah,
was
a big selection of the classic stuff.
Yeah, Extreme was eyeballing the Tomax, and I said, no, you want the Zaymot. That's the rare.
You
was
want the one
eyeballing
with the
the Tomax.
scar.
He said he wanted to paint his own scar on.
I was tempted, like we said, to just buy one of them, so somebody come into the shop and go, "What the fuck?"
Oh, to only get the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw Gung Ho there. Nice to see him have an appearance. Not the one Extreme. What's the Gung Ho you have?
I have the gung ho and the dress blues.
The dress blues, yeah. So you got his proper Marine outfit there.
Not his.
Not the
I'm going
standard.
to the Blue Oyster Bar outfit.
Yeah, I had the standard one. That was an enjoyable figure as a kid. I like that one. So it was cool to see a lot of those. There were. It looks like for the loose ones, they were all kind of bagged. They had good setup. It wasn't just like shit in a box. Although Extreme, you found a box of nakes, as we talked, right?
Yes.
What was
Box
that
of-
about? You were like shuffling through it, like need it, got it, need it, one of those kind of things, right?
You see, this guy's
Yeah.
bump is a little bigger than the other guy's bump.
Yeah,
The bumps were different, the hair color was different, but
Mhm.
they were all naked.
yeah. It was a diverse box too, I believe, right?
I don't know, was it? I don't remember.
I know Brian's not a fan of diverse action figures by his GI Joe collection alone.
Extreme, do you own a roadblock?
I do.
Okay. Biran, do you have a roadblock?
I have 2 roadblocks,
Okay, I have one.
or as I like to say, roads block.
Is one of yours the heavy duty version though?
No, I got the first one, and then I got the Cobra Island one.
Okay, that's the Cobra Island is pretty rare.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even have that one.
but I think they're reproducing it, or Big Bag Toy Store is going to have it now. They're doing all the Cobra Island stuff.
I saw that, but I didn't see that one there.
No, maybe hang on to that one for a while.
I didn't see that one. That's also the second round of Cobra Island too.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
he had some GI Joe classified, but it was just he had the same peg warmers that exist everywhere.
Yeah, he had Flint, Lady J, and
Gun
movie
Commander.
and
He had a
and
Zartan
movie.
though, right?
Did he
Really?
have?
Pretty sure there was a Zartan mixed in there too.
Oh, there was one. There was a Zartan. Yeah, the standard.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Really cool store though. I like that. I'm glad. You know,
He
It was
had
nice.
a bat. He had a bat, but he had marked up to like $45.
Extreme. I forgot to look at your bat chest plates.
Oh,
Yes, I'll have to.
You
send-
teased me in the store and said, "I got those. Cool." And then once you get 5 guys in your system, your fucking brain goes to mush.
Once we got back to the house, we were busy. We were focused on playing games, and I forgot about it.
That's your first mistake. Why are you focused on playing games? It's your first problem. What are you gonna? It's gonna win you a belt. What is there?
this is
Foreshadowing?
wrestling.
Yeah. So that was the toy drop, correct?
Yes, that was the toy drop.
And then was there a third toy store, or we went comic?
No, I went to the comic store,
After that, we went to Comic Book University.
Yep.
which is your main comic style.
Yes.
CBU, if you will.
We went to lunch first though.
Yes.
Oh yes, we went
Oh.
to Five Guys because I was ready to eat.
Yeah,
I was hungry.
I was really hungry. Got the double cheeseburger with fries, and did the old dump off in the bag. That's what you do. Dump off. Great skill back in the day. Works in the fries as well. Who here is a fan of Coke? What is the machine called?
Coke Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Who here is a
It-
fan of that?
If it is not, if there's no old people or children around, yes.
No.
Because old people get confused and children just start pushing buttons and they get touch things they shouldn't.
I like those so much that I will put up with it if I need. I mean, here's the problem. It does suck when you're behind a kid and he's testing flavors. Like, all right, mom, 3 more minutes. He's like little orange, little cherry, little
Yep.
lime, and he's like fucking one of everything. You're gonna spill it out in 2 seconds. Let's just get it over with. Then you have
I would say I rate that one lower because it did not have Mr. Pibb.
Do they normally?
Yes. Mr. Pibb is a Coke product.
How do they get Dr. Pepper in there then?
Sometimes they do, but they're the same thing. But they didn't have either, by the way.
No, I know, but if it's a Coke product, how does Dr. Pepper squeeze in there?
Usually they have
Pepper.
Mr. Pibb on freestyle machines.
Dr. Pepper's an independent thing, so it matters on how the
I believe Dr. Pepper is part of whatever owns 7-Up at this point.
Oh, for
That's
some reason I
actually-
thought Dr. Pepper was Pepsi. I guess. Okay.
No.
Dr. Pepper's separate from 7-Up too. It's a separate thing.
They're
But
their
they
own
usually go
thing.
on sale at the same time.
It's distributed by Coke in certain regions, but other regions it's not.
Good to know. They're their own thing, like David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Okay. So enjoyed the freestyle. Got a little lime zero. Biran, what were you drinking there?
I just went with Coke Zero because they didn't have Cherry Zero as an option, which I like.
No Chiro?
No.
I think the cherry and strawberry were empty for some
Yeah,
reason.
it was not a well-maintained Coke freestyle machine.
If cherry and strawberry are empty for zero, does that mean it's empty for other
Mhm.
flavors?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it's added syrup.
So
Yeah,
you
I saw them change with one fascinating cartridges, not bags and like a strawberry cartridge goes
Oh
on.
wow. Like, can I pay extra and just get like a strawberry cartridge?
Just all the juice.
Just fucking suck on that thing.
Well, the reason I usually don't get lemon lime, I do like a Sprite Zero, but I usually don't get it at fountain drinks because how do they know when it's empty?
What do you mean?
When you go to a place, so give me a Sprite, and they'll use a machine. Let's say it's not a freestyle machine that probably has sensors. It's
Right.
just a Joe Schmo. Like they're filling it up. A soda water looks just like a Sprite to the.
Oh,
You know how they know it's empty? The first person that tastes it and tells
Yeah.
them.
first person that actually says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
usually
do?
the syrup's all the way in the back, and it's in a cardboard box you can't see inside of anyway.
I never say a fucking thing ever. Ever. I go to the next choice.
Mhm.
I don't want an interaction because it'll help the business and they should thank me. But part of me thinks they resent me for it too.
And also, especially at that Five Guys, the guy who was handing out the food was very non-enthusiastic and almost hostile.
The skater guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I enjoyed him. I found him to be Breckenmeyer charming. Maybe
But
because
I
was
had just a
first-
single cheeseburger with
Oh,
mayo and
I
pickles.
was first to get mine, so maybe he's he
Maybe he
wasted
just
all
liked
his
you.
energy. You know, I don't think he liked me. I think he just didn't like you.
You know what? I was wearing a Bears jersey, and it was
Did you?
Indianapolis Colts country.
I heard someone say something. Oh no, that was in the toy shop.
Yeah, he said, "You
Somebody
guys
said
from
it.
Chicago," and I'm like, "Ah, shit." I wore something that sparks a conversation. I try not to do that.
I think John's shirt was more Bears than yours.
Yeah, the scares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do because the bear is a total knockoff, and I guess it's like one of those things you see online where like something's spelled wrong, but like real close,
Mhm.
so your brain thinks it's the word. So it could have looked like bears. Yeah, but Biran though had the camouflage jersey,
Yep.
which is loud.
Mhm.
That shit's loud. It's cool though. I like it. It's loud though, and it's a Peyton on it,
Mhm.
and not the Peyton that's welcome there.
Mhm.
So, Mike, what did you get? Hamburger, I'm guessing.
No, it's cheeseburger. I think it was a double. Yeah.
With tomatoes.
Yeah. Tons
On
of
a
them.
pretzel bun.
Yeah.
I would love for a place to like when you say no tomatoes, just say you want one up your ass. I would love for a place to say that to you.
Like a
Just
Ed
to get-
DeVevick's kind of thing. Would they do that?
Yeah,
Ed
yeah, like one of those, like
Yeah.
a real like part of the shtick. Like, how about you bend over? I give you more tomatoes.
like Ed DeBevick's, but way beyond that, like
Yeah.
borderline.
There was a I always think about this SNL skit with Jennifer Lawrence where they played that. It's a great sketch. She plays like an Ed DeBevick style waitress, but she's super mean. Like, you're gonna die alone, and it's like, hey, it's supposed to be fun. Like,
I
supposed
never
to be
went
like,
to
hey,
Ed
that's-
DeBevick's because I don't like to interact with my waiter any more than is required to order my food.
and shouldn't go there.
No, and well, you can't now because they're closed. Because more people felt like me than felt like others.
Possibly. Xtreme, what did you get? The hamburger or the cheeseburger?
The double cheese, grilled onions, green peppers, and A1 sauce.
Okay.
Very eclectic choices.
Was
I-
it knowing what we know about Five Guys, great food, I love it, but knowing that it's not for the poors, was there any thought given to getting a large fry and some splitting going on? Or it's like, nope, this is mine, this is all I'm getting. I'm
That's usually what I do when I go with my family, but I was the last to order and everybody was ordering fries. So I was like, all right, I guess we're doing our own fries.
I was hoping somebody would throw that out there. Like, wait, all the way up front. I could save
Hey, give
you
me $2 and we'll throw in to get a
I
large
could
fry.
save you $2.50. And them falling down the well. Maybe like 2 larges instead of 4 smalls.
Each, right?
I meant 2 larges for the group.
Oh.
And we do the fucking tear, the pour and the tear. You make a fucking middle of the table.
And then
short-
everyone drafts their fries one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to get fucked on getting some smalls in there.
Yeah.
So enjoyed our Five Guys. Between the 4 of us, we believe we had 20 guys.
Mhm.
And then we went to CBU. Is that what the kids call it locally, Xtreme?
Heard comic book U more than CBU.
I like CBU. Can you try to like get that going?
Kaboo. Going to
Yeah.
Kaboo.
Kaboo.
I'll work on it.
Okay, cool. Let me know how it goes over.
So
Yeah.
that's your regular store. I'm surprised you didn't get like the norm treatment when you walked in there.
No, it's my regular store, but I'm not at all known because the stuff I buy, like I buy the G.I. Joe books and then I buy.
Do you think they
Judge
call you in the
Dredd.
back? Oh, here comes G.I. Joe guy.
Yeah, probably.
And then they say GI Brian. Or is
I
that
don't
too
know.
much work? That's a lot
I
of
know
work.
your name.
They order a lot of G.I. Joe books. I appreciate that because most stores don't at all order any.
Or
I
they forgot
find
to
that
ship them again that month.
I find comic stores only know your name if you get 10 books a week on your pull list.
Mhm.
Then you hit the I'll learn you. Otherwise, you're just, hey man. I'm like, that's fine. I'll be hey man. I can't afford to be, known always. It's just a lot of dough.
So while I was not tempted by either of the toy shops, I think we all walked out with purchases from Kaboo.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I bought here's mine. I'm right here. I didn't know that I like a good music-based comic. Here's a little Kurt Cobain called When I Was an Alien, the first lyric in the song Territorial Pissings. I also got this pro wrestling history of book, which I have had on my Amazon wish list for 2 years probably. It's never
You better
bought
go
it.
take it off because that's the moment someone will order it for you now that you bought it.
No one goes to it. I don't. It's a private link. It's me only. I'll tell you what. I don't look at prices when I buy things. I'm that guy. I don't. Okay, good. I have not looked at the price yet. It was $18.99 because the Amazon one is like $16. And when I saw that to remove it from my wish list, I was like, did I just spend $30 on a $16 comic? I did not. So there we go. What did you guys get?
I got the new She-Hulk Omnibus.
Okay.
This is from 2005. So it's not the awful She-Hulk where they made her just a mindless Hulk knockoff. She's still fun, sassy. She's a bounty hunter working for a bail bondsman, a superhero specific bail bond. They provide bail money for super villains.
Okay.
And she goes and collects them. And in this one already, she destroyed Mall of America.
Oh.
Because not for the one she was trying to get, it was a low grade supervillain, but he was hanging out with Absorbing Man, and Absorbing Man decided to try to fuck her up. And Titania was shrunk down by a pin thing they stole, and they threw her into She-Hulk's ear, and she was inside her head banging and beating up shit. So that was kind of fun.
Did she get out?
Yes, and She-Hulk threw her into the mouth of a shark at the aquarium at
Spoiler.
at Mall of America.
I thought it'd be something nice, like maybe a Q-tip got her.
Yeah.
You're not looking forward to that TV show, are you?
Not really.
Okay.
I've liked She-Hulk for a while, but I think it looks a little more Ally McBeal than She-Hulk to me. Like, oh my God, dating so hard, blah. And she looks like Shrek in the CGI.
Why does everyone hate things green on the TV? Why is that?
What color does She-Hulk look to you, Brian?
Green.
Okay.
I think Biran looks green with envy.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the show as much as he should.
Well, I think it's also I've soured on all the Disney Marvel shows.
Yeah. You didn't like Hawkeye?
Hawkeye was my favorite, but I wouldn't say I loved it. I liked it because they didn't emasculate Hawkeye in the process like they did with Loki.
Yeah.
And I like what's her face who played Kate Bishop because I've liked her everything. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
I've liked her in everything she's done. So
yeah, she's good. I believe she's a Stein, not a sign.
yeah, Baron Stein or Baron Stein. Is she Stein?
She's a Mandela effect. Baron Stein.
Yeah.
What happened to Curious George's fucking tail?
Yeah, she's
Where's his fucking tail? How do you spell Fruit Loops? How the fuck do you spell Fruit Loops?
And of the ones I've finished, Moon Knight was the most boring.
I love the Moon Knight.
I fell asleep.
Xtreme, did you pick up any Moon Knight there at the store?
Not at this. Well, not at the store. I did get Moon Knight recently, the Jeff Lemire Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I want to read that, see how it is. But
I think that there's a Moon Knight comic. Is it called like something Death? First Death? It's something I've heard of. That one's really good. I'll look it up for you and send you it. But
sure.
Before I stopped reading floppies, there was a really good Moon Knight run going on.
Yeah, I've never read any Moon Knight, so I thought I would start with the Jeff Lemire because that seems like a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, he's safe.
Yeah.
I want to get the John Byrne She-Hulk on me.
I got Primordial.
that was my
You
reference
love
there.
monkeys.
Yes, Johnny sold me on this, and then I picked up another Judge Dredd trade. Next year, I'm looking at getting back into the Judge Dredd, so I've been picking up like one occasionally that I know is going to be there and to fill out my collection.
Oh, I also picked up the Archie horror comic book that you guys recommended.
Oh, nice.
Forgot about
Oh,
that.
did you? The Archie Afterlife?
Yeah. I gave it to Vanessa to read first because she's a big fan of the Sabrina and stuff like that.
You ever dress up like Jughead?
That hat pisses me off so much.
I can see you. I can see you doing it like in high school as a goof, as a football player.
It's like the worst because I hate stocking caps, the winter caps that
right
people wear when they're you don't need to wear that. It's like that, but it has a crown built into it. So dumb.
His name is Jughead, though. I mean,
I hated Riverdale. The 5 minutes I watched of it, it just made me angry.
Well, it's not for you.
Mhm.
So that's okay. Mike, what did you get there?
I got it's part of the DC death metal trades, and I realized that this was not the third in the series. It's like the fifth in the series, so I had
Now you gotta go buy more.
So but they're coming today. So
the metal series I want to get, but I'll wait for an omnibus of it instead of chasing down the trades.
I already have
It looks good and dumb.
I have 3 of the original metal ones, so I figured I was getting all the trades because
I actually bought a metal single issue because it was the first appearance of Yara Fleur. I'm like, this is gonna be worth something. No.
I think that store has a section for all the different like contained fandoms, which I thought was really cool. Those carts. Normally when you see carts in the store, it's like we didn't put these away yet.
But that's where they live full time, and that's fine.
That's where they live.
Because they're organized, well organized.
Very well organized. Once you realize that, I did look for a G.I. Joe IDW number 15. That's the a Grail book, if you will, that I can't. I would pay Xtreme. You're against paying high dollars. I would pay 50 at the most.
The only time I've seen it listed for sale is at 110.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-issue trade, so I'm not going to do it. Like it just seems ridiculous. The 4 single issues.
Well, especially didn't you have it now bound from the singles, right?
Not the IDW stuff yet, but I have the singles. Like I have all my trades, and then there's like this one gap where I have 4 singles and then trades.
But if you're going to bind them, who cares?
Right.
Do you really have floppies for all of the IDW?
No, I sold them. I get the floppies, and then as soon as the trade comes out, I sell the floppies and keep the trade.
Okay, got it. So for that one, you kept the 4 issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Are the 4 issues more rare than the trade or less?
Less.
That's crazy.
It's very easy to get those 4 issues. The only thing I can think is that it was a short print run and a bunch of people bought it thinking it was classic number 15, which would be the last of the Marvel issues.
Oh,
But it's IDW.
And they went,
15.
oh, and then threw it out.
you're trying to like rationalize why it's so hard to get.
Yeah, I really think those are the 2 reasons why it's so hard to get. It was a short print run because it was only 4 issues, because it was like squished in between 2 story arcs, so they didn't want to split up. So they did a really small trade for that one.
Yeah.
And then people bought it thinking it was a different 15.
Okay. Was there another store afterwards? Oh, it was closed, right?
Yeah, we attempted to go to another store.
Yeah, that was
We
closed.
attempted to go to Comics Elite, but they were in Florida at MegaCon.
So we head back to Xtreme's pad and we play Dungeon Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And Dungeon Bowl, we basically went from 2 separate games into one large game, because you could go in a portal and you bounce to the other portal if you roll the same. And that happened a couple times.
Yeah, basically the difference was if you're sitting on a blue portal and you roll blue again, that means you're blasted into the warp or whatever. But instead of your guy going as a casualty, he just went into the other dungeon.
Yeah. I think I like that chaos with it all. It was pretty fun.
You were the
Adding
first
that
one
in
to
there?
jump, I believe.
Yes.
You did, but I made it a point to not do anything good because I didn't want to pay attention.
Yeah.
But
Then we
I
killed you.
I started off with a dodge to fall on the ground. So
No,
It was,
we
my ogre-
Minotaur's attack. Gotcha.
was it? I thought okay.
That was later in the game.
You had
when
a couple stand firms in there. I know that.
I think I dodged the first thing just to
when your big guy jumped over, you dodged right away.
it was my werebear, Scary is his name. He jumped over and I didn't want to deal with it. So I had my own shit to worry about, trying to get a W. Didn't happen. I found the ball right away.
Well,
And-
I opened the first chest.
Oh, here, yeah.
Yes, with my war dancer, not thinking clearly, because I should not be using my single best player, because I used my war dancer that I rolled guard on.
Mhm.
So I had guard and dodge and block and leap.
Yep.
And I go to the first chest. Oh, it's a bomb and breaks armor and 11 casualty dead. So I was down my best player after turn 1.
It is a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
So
say
then
if
I'm
you
like,
could-
that's why I have halflings on my team. Expendables to go open chests.
halflings should be opening chests.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was dumb on my part, but it was funny anyway.
Yeah, it was funny. We got a little clogged situation. Try to
We had
clear
it.
things
Our
up.
shit pipe was full.
Yeah. Ship pipe was full. There were moments where we both tried to maneuver around a little bit, but then Xtreme started fucking up our shit, which was pissing me off.
And so it's just my turn. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then he
and-
like just fucking elbowed us.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! It's like we're
Like
having-
faster, you bitches.
Yeah, exactly. He's just come by. He's like the guy in a co-op game that takes over for everybody.
Yep. He's the guy in Pandemic that tells you what to do.
That's right. And so by the time that happened, arrive, raise hell, leave, as his shirt says. I looked over and there was like 4 rows of his guys. I'm like, fuck this. Even DeFreezer can't jump over all this.
And my tree man was rooted, so that wasn't going to help.
Yeah, I like that. That was pretty fun. Although it was rooted in the clog in the ship
Yeah.
pipe. How was your guys' game going on your side, Mike?
It was we didn't find the ball until the 6th chest. So kind of the opposite of yours. And then Xtreme got the ball and I was trying to get at it. And then the ball carrier ended up jumping to the other dungeon.
With our back door wide open.
Yep.
Which I didn't expect it all. When we were talking about doing this and jumping across, I never thought about the ball carrier being one that jumped over. So there were 2 balls in one dungeon and 0 in the other. But it happened. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
As we learned from a commenter, it sounds like piss poor defense.
Oh yeah, someone wrote that. It's like, well, we're having fun. I don't
Yeah.
know.
This wasn't what we call a win at all cost tournament.
The people that play Dungeon Bowl, that their goal is to clog up shit pipes, shouldn't be playing Dungeon Bowl.
And in my defense, I wasn't attempting to clog up the ship
No,
pipe.
you weren't. Yeah.
I blocked the halfling, but then Brian took his move back after I blocked, and I just let it go.
Well, once you came in with the ball, then it's like, well, it doesn't even matter because now it's like, anything you do can't be complained about because now you're trying to score
Yes.
in our dungeon.
And
my
I
guy-
just kept moving my guys onto portals, trying to
get
jump
in.
over. And I got a beast man over there.
Yeah, Mike felt very left out in that game, but
Well, yeah, there's nothing on our side. There's no ball or anything. So,
if I were you, I would just start opening every chest as a goof.
well, we had no more
There were
chests.
none left.
Fucking make some new ones. Hey,
My
no one
Well,
ball-
else-
also, like all of our best players were surrounding our ball. Like all my
Right.
leftover war dancer and everything were over there. So every high movement guy wasn't anywhere near to stopping where Brian could come.
Well, my ball carrier too jumped in a portal and got the perfect portal
Yes, you
jump
did.
right over. So all I had to do was
That's a good
run,
one.
and my guys were shielding it, so I just ran straight into the end zone. It was pretty cool.
I had Dick Benton got the ball a couple times. The plan was for him to hand off to the freezer and have him make his way around the other side and do a leap in the end zone. That was the plan. And it was thwarted. Motherfucking thwarted.
I mean, I offered to let you guys continue playing your game.
No, there's no point.
No,
Yeah.
As long as I got credit for a tie, not a loss, I'm good.
You drank our milkshake.
Yeah, he did all the way over.
All the way over.
So after those games, Xtreme was the undisputed victor.
2 wins and a tie.
Yep, 2 wins and a tie. He was awarded the belt, the zebbbcit belt. Got a picture taken by his wife. It's all the way up there.
Mhm.
I just noticed it. They blended in with your wall a little bit. And
I was hoping JP was going to win, so he'd have to take it on the plane.
I'll tell you what, I don't
And,
think
and apparently wander around the Detroit airport with it for a few
that
hours.
would have been the problem. Sitting alone in the corner of an airport Chili's for 2 hours with that wearing that fucking thing. Like, you want another refill on strawberry lemonade?
Hey
Look
there,
at this
champ.
Yeah, champ. Look at this fucking belt. What do you think? Look at the fucking strap. Another strawberry lemonade? Sure. Got 3 more hours to kill.
I suspect ultimately, JP, you probably would have ultimately won. Maybe. Yeah, probably.
In our game,
Yeah.
I think
Although
I-
your big guy was gone because he was in
I
the,
really do think I would have won because the fact with the stand firms and the fens, I could have easily gotten you. It would have, but I would have had to go the other way.
yeah.
The main corridor was fucked because of the tree.
And it
so I
was
would-
stuck there because it was
Right. I would have had to go the other way and get around the other one. And I think I would have because it's eventually I would have pushed you out of the way and you wouldn't have pushed me because
Mhm.
I would have had the 2 stand firm guys leading the charge. But that could have been like 5 more turns.
Mhm.
I mean, who
and
knows?
in
how
5
long.
more turns, we would have both lost interest.
Probably. I don't know how long it would have actually went. So no, it was a good finish there. We wrapped up, went out for some pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza's good.
Yep.
Enjoyed that. That was good.
What was the name of that pizza? Chicago style something?
Pizza.
Chicago's.
It is not Chicago pizza and curry. It's just
No,
Chicago.
not the curry pizza combo place that I wanted to go to.
Yeah. It's the original pizza and curry.
Yes.
Original. That was good. Good time there. Headed
And I usually
back-
don't like a veggie pizza, but that veggie pizza was really good.
Well, it wasn't veggie. It was partly. It was
I
sausage.
usually don't like any veggies on my pizza.
Okay, but I mean, it's sausage, pepper, and onion. So for me, if that's counted as veggie, then that's great. But I count that as just
Well, the key
Okay.
is they cut the vegetables small enough so you're not pulling out a big giant piece of pepper.
yeah, it was good. I
Really good
enjoyed it.
breadsticks too.
Good sticks as well. We then headed back for some zombie mall madness.
Mhm.
Xtreme, you want to describe how this game goes?
It's mall madness, and there are zombies walking around, so you have to shoot the zombies and manage your bullets. And
Manager, you have to keep you have to keep track of your money, and when you run out, you have to go back to the ATM to get more money. And you have to get what, 6 items? Buy 6 unique items.
yeah, you have to buy 6 items to finish your shopping agenda, then get back to your car.
And so you have a limited amount of money. You go to the ATM to get more money, and every round, in theory, sale and clearance items go to different stores, so you could get stuff for significantly less money, thereby being more efficient.
And the zombies will go
Zombies
to
appear wherever the sales and clearance items are.
Because they're thrifty shoppers.
Yes.
Yes.
So Xtreme, the game is set up for 4 players. Is that why we had the discrepancy with the machine and the rolls?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big problem, is that the machine that talks is set up for 4 players only.
So do you think, in much the way that Dark Tower game got resuscitated, we'd see a new Mall Madness come out via Kickstarter? Maybe with a Bluetooth plug-in option that doesn't work? Like
It's
Dark
possible.
Tower?
I mean, my wife had the original version from the 80s, and batteries exploded in it or something, it stopped working. So we found a new copy at Goodwill that's from like the early 2000s. So it doesn't
Because it had a cell phone store, which was nice.
Yeah. So it was a little different, little more modern. We didn't really like it, but it works. So
I just think a Mall Madness with like licenses to do real stores would be awesome.
yeah, I mean,
You could have 80s theme, and you'd have like merry-go-round.
I think easy thing to do would be like if you have like a digital component of it where it's just
screens.
You just print out your storefronts,
Mhm.
you know, of your own stores, and then just slide those in. Easy enough to, because you don't go in them. You're just, you know, outside. Then you can put like stores in there.
Right.
Put grognards in there.
You'd have a
I mean,
Roy
if I really
Rogers.
want to go through the effort, I could make my own whole custom mall, and we can get rid of the computer and just have some charts and roll on charts each time.
No, I think you have a project there. That's something for you to do.
Eh,
I
expect
actually
it to be done for zebbbcit too.
I would not get rid of the computer. I would go in and
I like the
rewire
talking.
I would go in there and rewire that bitch and make it for 6 players.
Yep. I would say, here come the sales and the zombies.
Yeah. Xtreme, you were trained for this. You got it.
You have you have an electronics background, do you not?
yeah, I mean, but do I want to put that effort in? So,
So it's no more a waste of effort than 99% of what we do anyway.
I'll just have a button and you push it, and I'll be like, "There's a sale at the corner."
There's a sale right by where my guy's at.
That sounds great. I love that. And then you can base what you say off whoever pressed it. Like, how the fuck does he know my name?
But the only thing I regret is if I knew, I would have brought my painted zombies, because thankfully I had the survivors from
Usually I had like the zombies game, just zombies, and I used all the zombies from that and the bullet tokens and everything from that. But I don't know
Were
what
they
happened.
painted? Were they painted?
No. I'll have to work on that for zebbbcit.
Thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the counters were fine. I would nice to use zombies, but they were fine. We all had a blast with that.
And who won that game, JP? Do you remember?
I believe I did. I came in as a winner and left as a winner, but couldn't play Blood Bowl.
The true winner of not Blood Bowl was you, not Brian, because you played the not Blood Bowl most not Blood Bowls.
Well, I'll take it a step further. I played the worst at Blood Bowl, and thus pushing me further from like, wow, he's so bad. He clearly doesn't know how to play any Blood Bowl related games. That pushed me further away from that to make me, even more not Blood Bowl. So I would have preferred to lose Super Fantasy Brawl and lose Zombie Mall Madness and win at some Blood Bowl. I would have preferred that. But
not enough to actually wear the belt around the Detroit airport.
I don't know.
Or would it have been worth it?
I got really fucking bored. I might have. I walked it. I walked like 5 fucking miles there. It was quite a scene. I didn't want to get into it.
The whole time you're like, I should have driven.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I should have. But so had a good time, hung out a little bit, shot the shit, went back, and pretty much wrapped up that Sunday morning, right?
Yeah, we just hung around. I had more Pop-Tarts, chit chat. I love Brian's water pressure in his shower. It also heats up very quickly, which I like as well.
Yes.
So I was only planning to take a shower once, but I took 2 showers.
Because you realized it was good.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Water filters upstairs, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for you, Biran. It cleans you.
Yeah.
Cleanse.
And then on the way back, we stopped for food, and I got this chicken waffle sandwich at the Flying J that was not good, and I actually threw out half of it. But I did get another bear claw, which was delicious. But I saw the pizza slices there.
When you say you threw it out, did you literally throw out the window while you were driving?
No,
Yeah.
I made Mike fill up the tank.
Okay, because I can see you doing that. Like, this sucks. Fucking tossing it.
I'm usually pretty good about not being illiterate.
Okay, that's good.
No, I threw it out at the gas station.
Food is not really litter because there's
Yeah.
an animal.
Well, there was also foil.
Well, I also would hope it hits the car behind me. So
Yeah.
it's not litter if it's a
And
weapon.
it's a police car.
Right. It's not litter if it's a weapon.
Right.
Okay.
But they had pizza slices, like, oh, those look good. And old Biran would have said, I'm gonna get this chicken sandwich and 2 slices of pizza. But diabetic Brian says no. But then
Yeah.
Mike got the slice of pizza and they look good and greasy in a way that I like.
Oh, they were good and greasy.
I was, as Mike was eating it, I was like, God damn it, I should have gotten pizza.
So we have DB for Dreadball, Dungeon Ball, and Diabetic Biran.
Yep.
Those are all the known
Yes.
confirmed DBs. And DB Sweeney, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
A lot of good DBs.
And our fantasy football was team Division D and Division B.
The
Yeah.
D's and the B's. Because
Yeah.
someone said Dick and Ball humor, the D's and the B's.
Yeah.
Dooney and Burke for purse loving friends out there.
A what?
Dooney and Burke.
I don't know what that is.
No.
Why
They
do you know
make
that?
verses.
Why do you know that?
I dated a woman that was into purses.
Oh,
My
okay.
wife's very much into purses.
Yeah, but like name brands?
Yes.
Okay, well, hey, if you
Yeah.
got the lifestyle, Biran, live it up, my friend.
Mhm. Well, she does. She makes more than I do. So.
There you go.
Yeah. Brad. What is it? I think so. I don't know. There's a big, huge factory store thing in Fort Wayne.
Dun and Bradstreet, Credit Bureau for Businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Annual big sale weekends, and I happened to be working in Fort Wayne during one of those weekends, and I couldn't find a hotel room. It was awesome.
What'd you do?
We eventually found a hotel room at some scuzzy hotel. And
Sketch with like hourly rates.
Yeah.
Was it like the one you showed us we drove by that had prostitution problems?
it was pretty similar. Yeah.
Oh, the other thing we noticed is a lot of houses that were businesses. in
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
No,
whenever I see it there, because there's one in Lake Zurich, right in downtown Lake Zurich, like that. It's like a, I don't know, like an individual fitness consultant type place, but it's a house. I'm like, I feel like I'm in Indiana.
When we were younger, it used to be like fortune teller only, pretly much, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's everything.
There is one of those on Rand Road that you have like Deer Park, the fancy white lady mall, and
Yeah.
then right next to this is the small kind of rundown ranch house that's a fortune teller place.
Is that where you go?
Yes. That's where I get my chakras.
Get like a fancy cupcake over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And then stop in and find out if she knew I was going to get a fancy cupcake.
Get a fancy cupcake, go to the Apple store, and maybe Lululemon is also there.
Okay.
So a great success for zebbbcit 1, I would say.
Yes.
It was fun. Got more Blood Bowl to play throughout the summer. So I think I gotta go pick up a pizza now. So let's go wrap this one up, if that's
From where?
okay. Casey's gas
Oh,
station.
nice.
Oh,
Do it through the app.
Yeah.
Hour wait though. So follows, like, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye, Zlurp Nation.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by Nuffles. Bet you can't just roll a one.